Jules here, welcome to my channel. So I was doing some mixed media tags and I posted them on Facebook, and I got a lot of feedback and comments asking, you know, how I did this. Is there a tutorial? Is there a video? So what I'm going to do is it takes a good while. You know, it takes longer than I normally do. I normally do about 40 minutes on YouTube. But these were the ones I posted. And you can see I've done some stenciling, I've put die cuts on, I've got paper on, I've got stamped images in the background, and I've got some distressed inks. This one, I've got some handmade collage paper, die cuts, inks, stamping. This one, collage paper, stenciling, inks. This one I even did a little bit of metallic paints, coloured on the stamped daisies. Did some stenciling with textured paste. Again, this one I tried a different colour combination, and it's mostly oxide inks I use. I do use the normal stains as well. Again, I quite like this one because it looked like a foresty type bottom. These ones, and these are just the greens and the yellows. I tend to stick to the greens and the yellows. There's another one, and it's all collage paper, stamping, book page, inks, die cuts, and the same with that. So what I've got is I've got some tags. They have been gessoed. They've been gessoed with white gesso. Normally I use clear gesso. You can buy the special paper where you don't have to put gesso on or anything. You know, that's the hard card stock. But I like the gesso. I like the feel of it. Not everybody likes the feel of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on these. Now I do make a mess, so be prepared for a mess. And I'm just going to shake these up, so I'll just speed that up a bit. So what I've got is I've got antique linen, I've got evergreen bough, I've got black soot, I've also got hickory smoke and weathered wood. Normally I would put the black soot on the bottom, but I think I might go for the right, we'll see. Anyway, so you know that with the oxide inks you have to, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wet my paper. Oh, that was a bit too much. That's not enough. This is just a hairdresser's water pot. I'm just going to we'll just let that drip a bit. Okay, so first of all we're going to go for antique linen. Okay, and then evergreen bough, and I'm just I know it's a straight line, and then we'll go for hickory smoke. Now that is too much, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray another card, and I'm just going to place it on top and just transfer some of the ink. It might cover it all, it might not, doesn't matter. Not done a bad job, but we've got a little bit of muddy pooling at the bottom, which is fine. You never get the same thing when you're messing on with inks and mixed media. I told you I get in a mess. And I'm just going to put a tiny little bit of black soot on the bottom of this one. And we'll just run that down a bit. And the same with this one. Okay. And this is just like a blue roll that I have. I need to really wipe my desk. And I'm just going to heat set these. So I will go quiet and speed this up. Okay, so we've got a bit of the black splatter on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back in with some, but I'm not going to wet it this time. I'm just, and we'll just let that settle in. Now, a lot of people asked about the ink sprays and things, you know, that they fade. The oxide sprays will look as though they're faded because they've got that chalky substance. I don't know what it is, but it gives that chalky look. That's the look I like. So I'm just going to dry this off a bit. Okay, and I've got a little bit of collage paper that I'm going to stick on one of them. This is handmade collage paper. If you want to see how I make this, just leave a comment in the bottom. And it's on tissue paper. It's wet strength tissue paper. You can buy it. You can buy the Tim Holtz version and things like that. But I like to make my own because I can put what I want on it. I'm not kind of stuck. And what I want is I want to put some watermarks in. Now sometimes I do that and you get a finer, and then I just mop them up. I think I need a new. Again, I just pour it in my hand. It depends what you want. I like to do the smaller ones first, and then I can go in with the big ones, the big splashes. Or you can try with a smaller spray bottle. Try, and that gives it that spray effect. I'm going to try some big ones. I'm not, oh, that was a bit much, but it doesn't matter, it all adds to it. If you think you've done it wrong or you don't like it, just put some more ink on it. I quite like that actually. Quite like the effect that it's having. So I think we'll... And the longer you leave the water on, the more it reacts with the ink and the lighter the blobs get. But if you... I'll have some smaller ones on this one, I think. If you wipe them up quite quick, you don't get as much ink removal. Yep, got a little bit of something on there that shouldn't be. And I'm going to... You can let the water drip through your fingers, but I just haven't got the knack of that yet. So I've found sort of like clapping my hands together. You know, you can sort of like do that, but I don't seem to get, I just get big blobs. Where if I clap my hands together, I get lots of small ones, and that's basically what I'm looking for. I want some on this side. And I'll stop doing this once I feel that I've got enough. Okay. And I'm just going to heat set this. You do need to heat set this quite often, otherwise you can get a muddy mess. Okay, so I'm looking at my little bits of that I've got left. This is all I've got left. I can always stamp on it. So I'm going to take I think we'll have that up there. I think I'll tear this off. And I think I'll just shove that little bit down there. Like that. And I want to get rid of the... Now, because this is tissue paper and it's wet strength, it's good to be glued. I'm going to stick that down there, I think. And what I usually stick it on is just the matte medium gel. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on putting this one on first. So I am going to put this on the back. And then that way and be careful when you do this, because if it sticks like that, although it is wet strength, it's still delicate. I think we'll stick that on. And it's like doing decoupaging with napkins and things like that. And pull that down. Whoop. I am going to put it over the top. I might go over with a little bit of clear gesso, I don't know. And be careful, this stuff can rip when you're putting it on. I did it earlier on. It doesn't really bother me if it rips, just adds to the raggy edges. If you've made this collage paper yourself, you don't get so bothered when it, you know, if you do muck a bit up. You've made it yourself and you know you can make some more. I'm going to put that on there. And that's had a bit of yellow ink splashed on it. As I said, I get really messy. I don't know anybody who can stay tidy when they're, whoops. When they're messing about with mixed media. And we'll leave that over there to dry. And then this one, I'm going to try and cover this. And then pick it up. I'm doing it gently so I don't, you watch, I'll glue it to my, there we I'm all fingers and thumbs this morning. So my husband's out with the dog. He's going to do the school run for our granddaughters. There, you can see I ripped that a little bit, but hey ho, doesn't matter. And I've got a tiny little lump of something in the middle there, and it's annoying me. You probably can't see it on the camera, but I can see it. Whatever it is squishy. Now what I do have is I have some book pages that have been printed on. And this is all I do, is I just put some of this on. I think we might put a daisy on. And I'm just ripping around it. In fact, I'm just going to put the daisy head on. I'm not going to put the stalk. And again, it's like doing napkins. The only thing is with this is it's not translucent paper. So when it sticks on, it sticks on. I think we'll just rip up the side of that. So you've got the book page as well, which is quite a nice look. Or should we put that on there? I think we'll put that on there. And we should be able to and the only reason I'm using the daisy one is because the colours in the daisy match the antique linen a bit in the book page, because it's got the background of the digital. Now because I'm coating that with matte medium, it might create a resist effect. And I'm just going to trim these off. You can do this after if you want, or you can I usually put it through the guillotine once they're all dry. Shove those bits out of the way and clean them out. Now, so what I'm not wanting to do is create a resist effect, so I'm just going to dry these off, just heat set them a little bit. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of gesso. Now this is just clear gesso. It's by, is it the Crafters Workshop. I've had it for absolutely years and hardly used it until I discovered junk journaling and digitals and stuff like that. So in my card making days when I got it, I didn't use it. And I'm just putting that over there, and I'm going to put a tiny bit over here because I've not got the glue. That collage paper hasn't adhered to the tag properly, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over it with some ink. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm just going to wet this a little bit, and because it's got the gesso, it just makes a nice little and I think we'll try a little bit of weathered wood. I'm not sure what this is like. I might go back over with evergreen bough because it's a bit grey. And I'm just working it in. It's just moving around the water. And I will go in with a little bit of evergreen bough. Maybe it's a little bit too much, but never mind. And I'll just mop that off a little bit. First of all, I'm going to dip this corner on it and just get a little bit. That's it. Just heat set these. Okay. You can see that's gone through the tag. If you use the heavy cardstock, it doesn't do that. But then if you're using this tag in a journal, that actually doesn't bother me. And if it did, I would just put a bit of coffee dyed paper on it. If I was using it, you know, the tag as a gift, or, you know, on a gift for somebody, then obviously I would cover it. Okay, so we've got that. So they look quite pretty. Crisscrossy stamp. I got it from Temu. It came with I'll show you on the back. Came with a file folder. That's it there. And it came with a little splash and some little flowers. I don't know what it's called, and I don't ever keep the links for these because Temu's like a rabbit hole, and I really need to stay off it because I'm ordering stuff that I've already got because I like the look of it, and I like the look of it, and I like the look of it the first time, and that's why I'm ordering it again. And we're just doing random crisscross. Okay, and I'm going to heat set that again, and what I might try and do is do a little bit of embossing with white embossing powder. Okay, so I'm just right. Okay, so I've got, I think that's hickory smoke and that speckled egg, so I might do it that colour, I don't know. Just shove this back in there before I drop it all over. And this is just an anti-static. I do have an anti-static pad somewhere, but I don't know what I've done with it. Okay. See, my pad's quite clean, but it does tend to pick up old ink that's left. So I'm just gonna put that. I don't want it perfect, but I can see it. I'm going to go with the white seafoam because if I do the speckled egg, it's kind of translucent, so it won't show anything. And there we are. So I'm just going to pop this back in there. And then do we want anything? We might do a bit of the speckled egg at the top. I think we'll have that part. So I'm just picking this end bit of the stamp. This is the one that says Dear Ruby. And I can't see it, it will be there, but what I didn't do was I didn't do the static pad over the top, so I might have to brush it all off. We'll see. If it looks okay, we'll leave it. Yeah, it looks okay. And we'll put that back in. So these are the Tim Holtz Distress, and that's got a bit of white in it. Hey-ho. So the Tim Holtz Distress embossing powders are quite translucent, and that's why I wanted the white seafoam for this. So again, I'll try and do it so you can see it turn, but I will speed it up and turn the video down. Okay, so I quite like that. I do really like that. And that one, because it's translucent, it just picks up on the evergreen bough. And again, I quite like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to decide what I want to put on the fronts. I've been putting flowers on, but these are a yellow, and I don't think, well, oh, that one would be okay on there. Yeah, I quite like that because I did it with the squeezed lemon oxide, but it had a bit of green on, so the green's gone a little bit darker, which is picking up on the evergreen bough. Now the only other die cut I've got is this. And I'm not quite sure, but it fits nicely over that, sort of like the edge of that book page, and that's what I kind of go for. Not sure about that one, but this one I like. I'm just going to get some black soot, and I'm going to go around the edge of the tag. Now this has had brown and everything on it, so and I'm just oh no, that's all right. We'll go around the edge of this one. Okay, just putting that back. I'm just checking because I've got some other die cuts here. These are some of the ones I took to Cyprus with me, and obviously I didn't use them all, so I brought them back. And I quite like that. I quite like that green behind as well, because that again is the right, just all I'm doing is I'm just going lightly over, oops, just to take the brightness of it. Yep, we'll take a little bit more. Now obviously the brown's coming through on that. And that's a bit too, although it's done with cream cardstock, it's a bit too stark for my liking. I think what we might do is we might do some, Where's the antique linen? That'll do there. I think we'll put a bit of this in as well. Might as well put this one in and all. See what happens to this, because the chalky effect will come out on that like it did on one of the others. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to heat set these and I need to hold them down. I'm just going to spray them a little bit and then heat set them. Okay, so the chalkiness has come out a bit, which is nice. So it's just, give me 2 seconds and the dog will run straight in. So I quite like that. I like it over there, over there. Not over keen on that one, but I think we'll have this one over there. So yeah, so that's what we're having. So let me get them out the way. So what I do is I use art glitter glue. Yep. Put a generous helping of it on. As you can see, it was dripping. And it's alright, the glue dries clear, so, and I'm not going to do any more mixed media on the top of this. Not where the flower is anyway. Okay. And that down there. And I think we're going to put this, and I'm just, with the die cut you can kind of curve them a bit, and I quite like that. Okay, and this one's not cut out that great. Just pulling these out, that's better. Art glitter glue for some reason's gone awful, although it started getting warm here in Scotland. You know, we've had really bad cold weather for, well, we came back April, and it's just started to warm up a bit now. And I'm just putting that there. And we'll trim that off there. There's one. I don't like them hanging over the edge. I don't know why, I just don't. And what sayings have we got? We've got life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. Don't count the days, make the days count. Just feel it's just a little bit dark there. So I think that's where we'll put our saying. Okay. And this is a mixture of black and brown, this. Right, so this one first. Ah, there, that's quite nice. I like that. And don't count the days, make the days count. This is one of my favourite sayings. That, and I am fearfully and wonderfully made, from the Bible. Because we are. Okay, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put that one down there. And then I'm going to put a hole in them. When I find I'm not using my crocodile, I'm just using the Fiskars hole punch. That's it. And I just guessed the middle. And then all I'll do is I'll put I'll leave it flat first under some, then just to flatten it out. Never cut that off. So, give that a little bit of ink round again. So I'll leave them flat under something so that they flatten out, and then I'll put a bit of twine or a bit of ribbon. Not quite sure what ribbon I would use. Maybe it's got some, oops, that's too white, bit of cream. But we'll decide. So I hope you enjoyed that. It is messy. I know that. So you need, I mean, I've not got a very lot of space. This is only a small desk, believe it or not. It's probably not even a meter, and you know, not that far. And I get myself in a guddle quite often. But anyway, enough of the waffle. I hope you get something out of that, and I will see you in the next video. See, look, I'm still looking to put bits on there, and I'm not going to Although we've got some little love hearts. No. I will see you in the next video. Bye.